Okay, friends, fine. Is the problem solved now? Am I audible and clearly visible? I think only one person is here for now. There they are joining. Okay, I'm getting continuous messages. Okay. Thank you, Suraj. Thank you, Jitesh. Fine. Please, let's begin. I'll very soon going to solve this problem of mirroring that is happening in front of you. Okay. Due to lack of time, I keep ignoring it. Okay. Anyway, since we have wasted a lot of time due to this technical issues, let's quickly begin. Today, let me introduce you all Google Colab, people. Colab. Collaboration, Google Colab, which is a free tool to practice Python code. Okay, to execute the Python code. How can you open Google Colab? How can you launch it on your screen? So here we go. You just have to type Colab, colab.research.google.com. And I'll share this link with you in the chat box. Okay, colab.research.google.com. Hit enter. It will ask you to log in, people. Okay, now I'm already logged in into Colab. All right, Google Colab, when you open for the first time, you have to create an account. For the people who are wondering why Colab, there is no specific reason for that. I just want to introduce you guys what are the different environment where you can write the Python program. All right, what are the different IDE? Remember, we noted the full form yesterday. What are the different interfaces where you can write and work with Python? Right. So this is how the Colab looks like. You just have to go to new notebook. Okay, new notebook. If you are working with me and you're not able to locate it, you can always ask me to stop in between. I will troubleshoot your problem. Okay, anyways, I ignore this. I say new notebook. Okay, fine. Okay, so this is how Google Colab command line and the notebook looks like. In front of you, where you find this cursor blinking, this is actually called as a cell where we can write a code like this. Say print hello. Remember the print command of Python that we used yesterday? For those of my friends who haven't watched the video yesterday and who are new today, this is a print function. It prints the static data as it is. Print function और डबल कोट्स के अंदर हम जो भी लिखते हैं, whatever we write inside the double quote, that is printed on the screen as it is. If you want to run it, you simply have to click this run button, and even control enter from the keyboard works. Okay. Shortcut from keyboard, control enter also work. Right? Those who don't want to use Colab, they can work on idle that you have installed yesterday. All right. Those who have installed idle yesterday, they can continue working on idle. Very soon we are going to switch to Visual Studio Code because that is very flexible to write a program. Okay, the output is here. Okay. Anyways, I'm rewriting this code, although you can insert a new cell as well, like this. See, code cell. Okay. So if you want the previous one to be there, you can say insert in a new cell. So if I say a equals 10 and if I want to print a, it returns me a is 10. Is that okay? What is a, by the way? This was something we learned yesterday. A is a variable. And for all those of my friends who are present, I gave you an example. Okay, I gave you an example of some this kind of container, right? This type of container. It's like variable is a container to hold data. Am I right? Variable is a container wherein you can keep the data, store the data in the memory. right? So how can we say over here a is a variable in memory or a container inside the memory which is storing value 10. Fine. And if I want to check the data type of a, so Python provides you a function called as type, which always returns the data type. Right? Whose data type you want to print? Say I want to print the data type of a. Run this code again. Okay, it says it is int. Right? Say I have another variable b. B is having the string Mumbai. Single quote, double quote, both are valid. Both works. But remember, if a data is a string, you always have to enclose it inside the quotes. Alright, you always will have to enter the data or write the data inside the quotes. So if I want to b, print b as well as print the type of b. If I run this code, okay, I need to scroll down for an output. Okay, so a was 10 and the data type of b is been printed as str. That is nothing but it stands for string. Okay, like string and integer, we had seen one more data type yesterday, that was c. For example, not c exactly, c is a variable. Say if it is storing the value 8.9, if I print first of all what is c and then type of c. Okay, so it says c is 8.9 and it is of the data type float. Right, the same thing if I want to do with somebody else, say d is equals to false. First of all, print d and then print the data type of d. Right, so false is what is present in the container or variable d, and false is of the data type boolean. All right, all of us, ma'am, can we repeat? It is also for Python. Ma'am, can repeat? No, Shivansh, I didn't get your question. Ma'am, can replit be also used for Python? What exactly you mean by replit? If you're talking in terms of data type, then the answer is no. Okay, if your question, in case if I didn't misunderstand, okay, and the answer is actually no, you cannot use that because we have better options here. Okay, okay, okay. Posting me in the chat box if it is still not clear. I'm moving ahead, guys. Now starting with operators. Okay, operators. uh Python supports a variety of operators. Collab can be executed as well as code can be saved there. Yes, Shivansh. Yes, yes, correct. Replit is a platform. I understood. Got it. I thought you're talking about the Replit as a replication feature. Yup. If that is what is Replit you're talking in terms of, then Colab can be used for that. Understood, where code can be executed as well as code can be saved there. So you can say that, yep, Replit, this feature is available, or the code saving, not feature, but the code saving is available as in Colab as well. All right, time permit, I'll do that and show you how you can save it and how you can use it. In fact, if you saw me creating a new notebook, I first gave name to the notebook. Understood, I first gave the name to the notebook. Now this will be saved in your Google account. Okay, fine. Anyways, coming back, people, different types of operators used by Python. All right, now when we start about operators, we have started about the basic Python. Okay, we are starting about the basic Python now. People, let us start with the first category of operators used in Python called as arithmetic operator. Okay, just for a minute, I work on my notepad file. All right, fine. Coming back here. Uh, Hoping it is not. Yep, screen is visible to you. Take it. Arithmetic operator you're talking about. Operator. Okay. First category. There are different types of operator. We have arithmetic operator. We have logical operator. All right. We have comparison operator. Then we have let me call it as assignment operator. Make a note of it, please. Even you make a note of it. Assignment operator. And lastly, we have something called as a bitwise operator. Okay, we may not be able to complete each of this category today, but let us start with the most important category, that is arithmetic operator. Okay, friends, before I could start with arithmetic operator, first clearly try to understand what is an operator. So, in algebra or in arithmetic, when you write an expression a plus b, so guys, a and b are called as operands, and in the middle this plus is called as an operator. Correct? A, B, they are the operands, and plus that addition sign, that's an operator. Right? So when we talk in terms of arithmetic operator, the first arithmetic operator, let us call it as an addition operator, subtraction operator, multiplication operator, division operator. This is called as modulus, people. Modulus, percentage sign. That's called as mod or a modulus operator. This is called as double division, or it is called as a floor division operator. Understood? Double division or called as a floor division operator. And then we again have this operator called as asterisk asterisk. We call it as an exponent which is used for raised to the power of. Okay, exponent operator that is used for raised to the power of algebraic expression. Right, so following these all are, or these all comes under the category of arithmetic operator. Okay, let's quickly see them one by one. Okay, let me check in the chat box. Is there anything else? Yes, identity and membership are also operators. Shivansh, we are coming to it. Okay, we will be talking about identity, we will be talking about membership as operators in these categories only, and not creating an entirely new category. Okay, you are right, Shivansh. That's correct. Identity and membership. For example, if I say A in, say 10 in A, okay, like this. A equals 1, 2, 10, 20. All right. So if I write like this, 10 in A, it says me true. Shivansh, are you understanding? So this is nothing but a identity membership operators. Getting my point? Fine. Actually, it's an identity operator that checks for identity of 10 in A, whether it exists or not. All right. Like in, we can also check like, is it not in A? So 10 not in A. So it says false. Sorry, 10 is in A. A is a list here. Very soon we are coming to the lecture where we will be learning Python list, Python dictionaries, Python tuples, Python set, and so on. All right. So these are examples of those category that you're talking about. I will come to it one by one. Okay, Shivansh. Fine. Hope your question is answered. Yep, correct. Okay, yeah. Replit, that is your previous question. Yep, you can use Replit to save Python code. Replit is what? It's a common platform, let me say, where you can save a number of ample, of course. Although I have not practically used Replit, but in my opinion, 100% it should be allowed. Okay, fine. Anyways, coming to the point, all of my friends who are present here, please make sure if you're not attending with computers and laptops connected, you're noting it out. Okay, आप ये सब note down करते हैं. All right, चलिए. So, so first of all, addition, that is damn simple to understand. Let me say A is equals to 10, B is equals to 20, right? And if I write like this, print A plus B. Okay, so plus over here is an example of arithmetic operator, addition. And if I write print A minus B, so that is 10 minus 20 minus 10, correct? Of course, you want to can say B minus A, the answer would be different. B minus A means what? 20 minus 10, correct? Okay, print A into B. Those who are wondering why so many print, you can give comma and write as many expressions as you want. Say division and multiplication, I want to write in one print. So A into B and A divide by B. What is A into B before the output comes? You tell me. 10 into 20, that's 200. Correct? If Darshan is here with us, Darshan correct na? 10 into 20. A into B का मतलब तो वही हो गया. That is 10 into 20, that is 200. And A divide by B means what? 10 upon 20. 10 upon 20, that is 1 by 2 or 0.5. Check it out. Correct? So even one print can be used. So these were the simple operators. Now let me show you what is a modulus operator of Python. Okay, guys, anybody from you, before I could answer you what is a modulus operator, can you tell me what is modulus operator in Python used for? Yes, Darshan, thank you. Fine. Somebody from you who can tell me what is that percentage sign wala modulus operator used for? What does it give? Yep, Darsh, correct. Remainder. It's right. Okay, here to return the remainder. Thank you. Here. Okay, it simply returns the remainder. Okay, good. I'm glad that so many people knows it here. Right, very quickly let me go through that. For some time I open my paint because I want to write it in front of you. Give me a moment of time. Okay, check it out here. Let's say I have, okay, 7 divided by 2. This is going to give us answer 3.5. Remember. Okay, but when we write like this, 7 modulus 2, 7 modulus 2, people, what is 3.5? 3.5 is an entire answer or the quotient. Correct? 7 divided by 2 means what? After dividing 7 by 2, how much remainder remains? Right? After the first iteration. So this 7, this is 2, 2 threes are 6. How much remains? 1. Okay, so modulus always returns us the remainder. This is what it returns. Okay, so this is going to return us 1. Right? Similarly, give me a different example. Say if I want to divide 11 by 3. Okay, 11 by 3. So if I use division, that will give me final answer in recurring fraction, I think. I don't know, I have to check. Right? But if I divide it this way, 11 divided by 3, modulus will return me this time, I think 2. Because 3 threes are 9, 3 threes are 9. And 2 remains. Right? So this time percentage sign, that means the modulus has returned us 2. Correct? Let's quickly check that this is happening also or not. ऐसा होता है कि नहीं? Yes, he right. दर्शन says round off. राउंड ऑफ नहीं होता है दर्शन. ओके, राउंड ऑफ कभी नहीं होगा, वो आपको परफेक्ट आंसर देगा. इफ इट इज रिकरिंग, सो इट विल कीप ऑन रिकरिंग अंटिल सम स्पेसिफिक नंबर ऑफ प्रेसिशन एंड स्केल. राउंड ऑफ नहीं होता है. देख लेते हैं एक बार. ओके, लेट्स सी. ओके, फाइन. So let me write as 7 mod 3. Fine. So that is giving you 1 because 3 twos are 6 and remainder is 1. For the people who are wondering why only this much, why only this much? 1. Let me delete this cell. Okay, this I did it in shortcut. You could have written like this also, print 7 divided by 3. Alright, print 7 divided by 3 this way. Fine. Acha, you could have done this way also. A is equal to 7, B is equal to 3, and now print A mod B. You wanted A and B, we can take as input from user also. How to take input from the user? This is something great we are learning today. We have to use Python's input function. Input. Okay, so let me not predefine or hard code in the program. A is always 7, B is always 3. ऐसा पहले से hard code ना करके रख दो. इससे run time पर we will take it from the user. Okay, so say input, enter a number, or let me say enter first number. And then again B also input, enter second number. But mind you, always remember whatever user will enter. Suppose first number user enters as 7. Understood? User enters the first or second number as 7. But unfortunately, whatever you enter, that gets accepted by default as a string. Note it down, please. Okay, those of my friends who are unaware of this fact. Input, whatever we enter during runtime, whatever input is entered, that is always accepted as a string. But for arithmetic operation, operand should be a number. Parth, Darshan, Heer, Jitesh, right now? Some of the names that I could remember here. A plus B, A minus B, A divide by B करने के लिए, अरे both A and B should be a number. Understood? But the default input is always a string. Okay, the default input comes always as a string, needs to be specified. Input data type. No, Shivansh, input data type needs not to be specified. We have to do the type conversion here. Okay, we have to convert the data type of accepted data into our required data type. Understood? Whatever input you enter during runtime, we like, we don't like. तुम्हें अच्छा लगे ना लगे, that will be accepted as a string only. Right? So how to deal with it? Two strings cannot be added or subtracted or multiplied or divided. So when you accept it, write here only as int. Understood? This work could have been done later also. ये काम हम बाद में भी कर सकते थे. But it's a better good practice that you convert into the data type right after accepting. Right? So this entire input convert it into integer. Okay, so this was another way of using arithmetic operators or dealing with the operands, giving values to the operand. Let me run this. Okay, so it is asking enter first number. If I write 7, 7 is actually a string till here. The moment you hit enter, this entire input data will be now converted into integer data type. Okay, instead of integer, you could have written there float also if you wanted to type convert into float. We could have written bool also if you wanted to convert into boolean. But the data ऐसा है नहीं that it can be converted to boolean. Understood? Anyway, so I say enter from here. What happened? Okay, enter second number. Let me say this time 5. Okay, correct. Because when you divide 7 by 5, the remainder is going to be 2 only. Alright, so that is the use of the modulus operator that always gives us the remainder. Clear? Fine. Okay, somebody please acknowledge me in the chat box. Is the input function clear? Type conversion clear? Okay, instead of int, na, you wanted, could have converted into float as well. Float, float. Okay, print first number say 7, print second number, or print in the sense accept it, say 5. Whatever it is. See, this time it is not giving me 2, but the answer is 2.0 because it's a floating point number. Acknowledge. Is that clear? Yes, ma'am, clear. Thank you, Jitesh. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, now let's come to last operator, last, second last from the first category of arithmetic. That's a floor division operator. Guys, thank you. Everyone who have acknowledged me in the chat box, I'm grateful to you. People, what is a floor division operator? Some of them whom I meet on a regular basis, they might be very much expert in it. फ्लोर डिवीजन ऑपरेटर क्या होता है, कैसे काम करता है? What should that floor division means? The two division sign वाला operator people. Okay, two division sign वाला operator. Okay, we are falling short of time, so let me continue. It always returns the floor value after division. Okay, floor value. Now, what do you mean by floor value? Try to understand. Okay, I take a new file here. Don't save. Okay. Every number is so every floating point number, let me say, is associated with two values. Okay, it's a floor value on the left and ceiling value on the right of a number scale. Okay, people, these two words are used, mind you, floor and ceiling. Floor and ceiling. Okay, now let's take the number is 8.8.4. Okay, now tell me nearest whole number on the left side of the number scale with respect to 8.4. So the nearest whole number on the left side will be 8. People, number scale we understand. Na? If you move on the left side, the values become lesser. Over the number scale, if you move on the right side, the values keep becoming greater. Right? So immediate whole number nearest on the left side is 8, and my immediate whole number nearest from the right side is 9. All right, so immediate whole number on the left side, this is called as a floor value. Floor, okay, this is called as a floor value. Okay, and the immediate whole number on the right side, that is called as a ceiling value. People, floor niche wala, ceiling upar wala. Okay, floor the one which is down, ceiling the one which is on the top. Right, so this will be called as a ceiling value. Okay, so whether you talk about 8.4, you talk about 8.5, you talk about 8.9, even if you talk about 8.99, you understood, or 8.999999, its floor value is going to be 8 only. Hoping you understand. And similarly, if you talk about 8.00001, understood, the ceiling value is going to be 9. All right, so in between 8 to 9, whatever floating point number comes, you understanding? Guys, 8 और 9 के बीच में, in between 8 to 9, whichever or whatever floating point number comes, their floor value will be 8 and their ceiling value will be 9. Somebody please acknowledge, is this part clear? Floor and ceiling, is that understood? Yes, here, you're right. She is right. Yes, ma'am, it returns the floor value of the question. Okay, other than here, somebody else also, so that I can repeat if it is not clear. Darshan says yes. Clear. Thank you. What about Parth? If he is also here, then what about Shivansh? Clear. Take it. All right. So in between 8 and 9, whatever the point value or floating point number comes, the floor value will always be 8, and the ceiling values will always. Floor division, what he has written in the chat box there, it returns the floor value after division. Understood? Of the quotient means after division. That means, look, how does it work? Now if you divide 7 by 2, single division is going to give you 3.5. Okay, but floor division will give me, what is the floor value of 3.5? What is the floor value of 3.5? Yes, floor value, right. 3.5 का floor value क्या होगा? Of course, 3, correct. Am I right? So it should return me 3. Hoping you understand. Right? Take another example like this. Okay, take another example. Let's go directly to Colab and work now. Thank you. 3, right. Okay. So let me say I divide print 7 divided by 2 and 7 floor division by 2. So one prints 3.5, other prints 3. Okay, instead of 2, if I take it 5, denominator 5. So 7 divided by 5. That's 1.4, but the floor value is 1. Am I right? Instead of 7, let me take 17 or 27. And here also 27. Okay, 5.4, and the floor value is 5. Okay, instead of 27, let me take 299 and 299. Are you understanding? Correct. So 299 divided by 5 is 59.8, but its floor value is 59. Why did I show you this example? 299 लेने के पीछे reason क्या था? जैसे दर्शन ने बोला round off, guys, this is not rounding happening ना. Am I right? Had it been rounding, it would have rounded it to 60, correct? 59.8 would have been mathematically rounded to 60. So this is not rounding. It is making use of its floor value. All right. Fine. Okay. Okay. So this was all about the floor division. Yes. Thank you, Neha. Thank you, Parth. Thank you, Darshan. Fine. All right. Okay. Now that last operator which is remaining, ma'am, it's like rounding off, but we take the lower end. Yep. Yep, Parth. The lower end is only the definition of floor value. Understood? Again, it would be unfair to use the word rounding in the definition. अंडरस्टूड डेफिनेशन में राउंडिंग यूज करना ही गलत हो जाएगा बिकॉज फ्लोर एंड सीलिंग इज नेवर राउंड ऑफ गाइस ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट इट्स नेवर अ काइंड ऑफ राउंड ऑफ इट्स अ ऑल टुगेदर अ डिफरेंट ऑपरेशन इन इटसेल्फ ठीक है ओके नाउ दैट लास्ट ऑपरेटर विच इज लेफ्ट एक्सपोनेंट ऑपरेटर विच ऑलमोस्ट वर्क्स लाइक दिस ऑलमोस्ट इट वर्क्स लाइक दिस ये बहुत काम की ऑपरेटर है वी विल बी यूजिंग फ्लोर डिविजन मॉडुलस exponent in many of the projects coming up. Okay, so like for example, when you write like this, a raised to the power b, okay, or 3 raised to the power 2, that means 3 into 3, or 3 raised to the power 4, that means 3 into 3 into 3 into 3. All right, so how we will express this using exponent? We will write 3 asterisk asterisk 2, or 3 asterisk asterisk 4. So this becomes the base a, and this becomes the raised to the power exponent, that is b. Hoping you are understanding. Correct? A is a base, people. This is a base and this is raised to the power. Exponent हम इसको बोलते हैं. So let me do that. Let me do that, please. Fine. Say print 3 asterisk asterisk 2. That means 3 raised to the power 2. Correct? That doesn't do 3 into 2. Huh? That's multiplication, people. Darshan, समझ रहे हो ना आप? 3 raised to the power of 2. Correct? Okay. 3 raised to the power of 3. 3 into 3 into 3, 27. Similarly, 4 raised to the power 3. If I'm not wrong, 64. 4 fours are 16. 16 fours are 64. Correct? So that's an exponent where a is raised to the power of b. All right. Take it, guys. Uh, I want to now. I want to now write a program using all these arithmetic operators or whichever applicable, which will show me denomination of a currency. Okay, can power function be? Yes, 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 Shivansh. You can use the power function as well. Okay, I didn't use it because I have to import the module math. Absolutely fine, you can use power. Alright, let me check quickly if it collab allows you to work without importing. 2 comma 3. Okay, power is not. That's the reason I clicked import math. Import math. Okay, fine. I'll work with this in my idle prompt. We have to import the math module. All right. I have doubted that it will work on my collapse screen sheet. All right. But to your answer, it is yes. You can use power instead of using the, let me say, double exponent. Fine. All right. Anyways, this is what I am talking about right now. I want to show. I want to show. नहीं 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 PWO नहीं, that वो wrong हो जाएगा. शिवंश वैसा नहीं. It's POW नहीं. It should be POWER, not POW. And even if you can get an output from that, but that's an Indian function. Coming back to the point, people. Denomination. Okay, now what is denomination of a currency? Thoda boost our logical power of thinking. Okay. So for some of them again with whom I'm in regular contact, we have done this very recently. Take it as a source of revision now. Say in order to pay you rupees 2,700, ignore that slash. In order to pay you rupees 2,700, how would I give you an exact change, making sure each note is involved? Okay, to pay you rupees 2,700, मैं आपको एग्जैक्ट छुट्टा कैसे दूंगी, assuming each note is involved. So I will pay you 2,000 rupee one note. How much more I am left to pay you? 700. To pay you 700, I will then pay you 500 rupee note. How much? One. So 2,000 rupee note given, 500 rupee note given. So that amounted total 2,500, but I still have to give you 200 more. So for 200 more, I will give you one 200 rupee note. Is that clear? Similarly, if this is an amount 4,900, show me the denomination. 2,000 rupee note will be 2, right? 500 rupee note maybe will be again 1, and then 200 rupees note I will have to use, that is, I think, 2, correct? So that will be the denomination. An exact change, how will you give involving maximum of the currency that is available? Somebody who can please acknowledge in the chat box, is the question clear? Denomination of currency? No question clear? Jitesh, yes. Come on. So help me to write the code now. What about Darshan? What about Heer? What about Shivansh? What about Parth? If you guys are here with me. Question clear, right? Denomination of currency. Thank you. Thank you. Okay? Hurry up. Last 5 minutes. Won't take a lot of your time. Last 5 minutes. Help me to write the proper code. Okay? So here we go. Here we go. Deleting all these stuffs. Deleting this entire cell so that I can pick a new one. Control B works as well. Okay? Let me say amount is equals to int input, enter the amount. Okay, enter an amount or enter the amount. Let me print this entered amount. Print the amount is, people, maybe this is first time we are using print this way. I can't write amount here inside the code because amount is a variable. Okay, to display the values stored in the variable, we have to always write it outside the code. right? So we have to write it outside the code, and the two part of the print statement needs to be connected by comma, like a concatenation joining. Right? So whatever is inside the double quote, the amount is that will be printed as it is. After that, it will be followed by the value stored in amount. Correct. Fine. Let me run the program till here. Okay. So let me say the answer is 4,800. Okay. So the amount is 4,800. Okay. Now you tell me one thing. To pay an amount of 4,800, to pay amount of 4,800, how many 2,000 rupee note I have to give you? Two, right? How you came to know two? Because you divided 4,800 by 2,000. All right, don't lose the track. Huh? The code is very simple. Check like this. Okay, to pay you 4,800, I have to spend 2,000 rupees, not two. But how you came to know? Because you divided 4,800 by 2,000. Correct. How much will it give me? Two. That is 4,000. 100 rupees. Correct. And then 800 remains. Correct. I will put a decimal dot here and I'll take 0, 0, 0. And then 2000 into 4 will give me 8,000. Clear? If I subtract, all will be 0. Is that clear? But the problem is what you know. See, what is the problem? If I divide 4,800 by 2,000 to know how many 2,000 rupee note is required, answer will be in decimal. And we cannot give 2.4 note to anyone, na? अंडरस्टूड? या तो आप दो नोट दोगे या तो आप तीन नोट दोगे. अढ़ाई नोट कैसे दे सकते हो? पौने दो नोट कैसे दे सकते हो? सवा तीन नोट कैसे दे सकते हो? That's the reason we have to take a floor division. Are you understanding? That means divide 4,800 by 2,000 and return me floor value, which is not 2.4 but just 2. Okay, it is safer to take the floor value rather than taking ceiling value. Correct? Fine, because 2.4 I can't give you 2.4 node, but I can definitely give you 2 node. All right, so I will be giving you 2 node after taking the floor division. Check, help me to code this part. Yes, Jitesh has answered there. Double division. Make use of floor division. Right. So what will I do? Help. Say, let me write it as mm, amount to give. Amount to give is equals to amount floor division 2,000. Okay. If you don't want to name your variable so big, just write X or Y or Z there. Okay. So amount to give is what? Whatever is amount, floor division by 2,000. And I write here print 2,000 rupees notes. Okay. Total 2,000 rupee note or notes is how much? Amount to give. Correct? Let's run the code till here and check. Okay, so I enter 4,800. Okay, so total 2,000 rupees note I have to return is 2. But then program doesn't end here because output is still not complete. After paying you 4,000, how much still remain? 800 still remain. Right? So now we will update the amount as a new amount. Am I right? Yes, now you have to update the amount because after paying you 4,000 from 4,800, the new amount should be only 800 to pay. Right? Somebody please clear this fact. After paying you 4,000 from 4,800, Now the new amount to be paid is only 800 na, but from where you got 800, the remainder of the previous operation, correct? 800 will be obtained as the remainder of the previous operation. Acknowledge, guys. Somebody acknowledge this is right or not. Yes, thank you here. Thank you. Right? 800 is the remainder of the previous operation. What about others? Aren't understanding. What about amount is equal minus? No, 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 no. That will be wrong, Jitesh. Amount minus amount to give. Amount to give is 2 now. जितेश का फॉर्मूला रॉन्ग हो गया जितेश अमाउंट माइनस अमाउंट टू गिव what is the problem here see amount to give is 2 am I right floor division written 2 na all right so that will be wrong how can we subtract that we have to do like this see update amount as amount modulus 2000 means the new amount will be help the new amount will be previous amount divided by 2000 whatever is the remainder if previous amount was 4800 correct this way if the previous amount was 4800 tell me 4800 modulus 2000 correct how much will be the remainder quick tell me quick so एक बार आपको फ्लोर डिवीजन लेना है एक बार आपको मॉडुलस लेना है राइट so this is 4800 divided by 2000 2000 into 2s are 4000 4000 how much remains 800 remains so 800 should be the new amount na Jitesh, you understood why 2 is wrong? 2 तो floor division का answer है. Right? So the new amount is the remainder of the previous operation, correct? Now tell me right or not. Still not clear? 800, 800. Remainder. Good. So this is how we will be updating our amount. Amount is equals to what? Amount, the remainder of 2000. Right. So now what we will do is, we will copy this code again. I just copy these 3 lines of code and I paste it again. But this time amount to give will not be divided by 2000 but we will divide by 500 why who is the new amount the new amount is 800 is it right we updated amount in the previous formula as a remainder of division by 2000 correct so 800 floor division by 500 tell me what will be the answer okay this is 800 guys let me use this part 800 when divided by 500 correct 500 ones are 500 300 remains I will take a dot here and add 0. 500 into 6 are 3000. If I subtract, nothing remains. Correct? So actually, if I write 800 divide by 500, that is going to give me 1.6. But I cannot give 1.6 note to you ना. मैं आपको 1.5 या 1.25 नोट तो नहीं दे सकती हूँ तो 1.6 का फ्लोर डिवीजन लेना पड़ेगा which will return only 1. Am I right? So amount to pay, or let me say the number of 500 rupee note to give you will be 1. Am I right? And what will be the next updated amount? 800 divided by 500, whatever is the remainder, correct? Fine. So amount to give will be same. And the next amount to be, or let me say the amount remain to pay to you will be that obtained on remainder operator, correct? Let's check. Let me change the message here. 500 rupees note is again amount to give. So if I could run 4800, enter. Okay, so 2000 rupees note total 2, 500 rupees note total 1. That means you have paid total, but there is still 300 remaining. मैंने यहाँ पर अपडेट कर दिया 300 is still remaining. right? So to pay you 300, I have to give you one 200 rupee note and 100 rupee note, correct? So let me copy paste this and rewrite two times. 1 divided by 200 and then 1 divided by lastly 100. Right? We keep on doing it until 0 rupee is left. Right? Let's check this is right or not. Okay, again 4,800. So I say enter. Right, 2,000 rupees note total 2. 500 rupee note 1. 200 rupee note also 1. 100 rupee note is also 1. Okay, is that clear? Of course, if it is like 5 rupee, 10 rupee, 2 rupee, 1 rupee, yes, yes, correct, correct. Shivansh, correct. He right, thank you. Right, we need to check for everyone. Okay, we have no way out, but we need to check for everyone. Of course, there are some shorter ways to rescue. The day we learn for loops and if statements and all, we'll see that. Another way of writing this code using list, but I don't know right now. This is just to understand the use of operation. Good evening. Thank you. Okay, you came in, but it's time for us to leave almost. All right, friends. Was that code understood? Hurry up, tell me. Is this entire program clear? I'm going to post it in the description box after the lecture ends. Okay, whatever material that I'm using in the videos or this live streaming session, I shall be posting it soon in the description boxes. All right, after tomorrow is gone, and from next week, probably I shall be giving you some assignment questions so that you can practice back at home in your free time. But if someday you could not do it, is absolutely fine. You can keep it to postpone or postpone it for the next day. But make sure you have not piled up lot of work. Understood? बहुत सारा काम मत pile up कर देना. Keep practicing behind. All right. Yes, ma'am. Understood. All right. Fine. Okay. Let's put up together. Out of many different types of operators available today, we learned arithmetic operators, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, remainder operator, floor division operator, and the exponent operator. Good. Okay, now tomorrow when I meet you, we will be going with other categories of operators. So my title of the tomorrow session would be Operator Part 2. Okay, where we will be learning bitwise operators, logical operators, and the other operators. Is that clear? All of us understood. Fine. Any doubt from your end? Something you would like to ask? Okay, sure. Fine. If that is the case, you liked it. So please, as usual, my last statement would be like our videos, subscribe to our channels as most of you have done it already. All right, and share it with your friends, whoever would like to learn Python. I would be glad this content is delivered to non-IT people, especially advising you are advertising yourself. All right, because the content and the quality of content we shall be delivering to you would be higher as compared to any other source. All right, anyways guys, see you back, have a good day ahead. See you back tomorrow again sharp at 6 p.m. Sorry to have taken extra time of yours today due to my technical issues. Good night.